This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
Come on, bro.
How's everybody's day? I'm JM.
I'm Diggs. What's up, homies?
And welcome to episode 27 of the JM and Diggs podcast. And Diggs, how was your day?
Very busy. How was yours?
Probably not as busy as yours, honestly. But we got a great episode lined up for you. A lot of stuff to talk about. Kind of overwhelming. We don't know if we're going to get to everything. We're going to play it by ear. We'll see what we get into. But before we get into anything, Diggs, I got a bone to pick with you. I got to talk about this.
Okay.
All right. I called you early today when we were both at work.
Yes.
You remember this?
Oh, shit. I never called you back.
Oh, yeah, that too. But also, you answered the fucking phone call while you were mid-conversation with a client.
Yeah, I told you, hold on a second.
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh.
But also, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why the fuck do you answer the phone call when you're in a mid-conversation with a client? Like, what do you... Just don't answer, and I'll know you're busy. I don't understand your concept there. The phone gets answered, and I just hear you having a full-blown conversation. I'm like, hello? And then I don't get a response back, and I'm like, and I'm listening, and I'm like, he's talking to a client right now. That's not like anyone we work with. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Just don't answer the phone. I'm like, he's busy. When I call our boss, he doesn't answer. I go to the next person. If I called you, you don't answer. I go to the next person. And if that person don't answer, I'm fucked until someone calls me back. And then usually how it happens, everyone calls me back at one time. But yeah, future reference. Listen, if you're busy, you do not have to answer my phone call. It's not the end of the world. I promise you. I'm not going to get mad at you.
The point in the conversation where it was supposed to be wrapping up, and they kept going and going.
That's all the clients we deal with in our job. They all do that. They fucking all do that. So I'm not surprised. So future reference. If I call you during work, don't answer the fucking phone if you're busy. I'll get the fucking picture. I'm not going to get mad or anything because you're doing the same job I am. I get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously, we were talking before the podcast went live. I saved that for as soon as we went live because I had to say that on this podcast. I had to say that. So anyway, have you finally looked at the Google Doc yet?
I have.
Okay. All right. So the story stemmed from local news that we're going to get into first. And after talking to our producer Sanchez, this is going to blow up into a lot bigger of a deal. But if you haven't heard of the FLOCK camera system that is hitting the nation by just hitting it like wildfire, locally here, even though we're Rhode Islanders, New Bedford's right across the Mass state line. A New Bedford officer was accused of using the FLOCK system to track her ex-girlfriend. She is a lesbian. She was tracking her ex-girlfriend through the FLOCK system, abusing her power as an officer. So let's talk about it. FLOCK cameras. This is exactly the kind of story that makes people question just how much power we are giving these systems. The New Bedford Police Department in Massachusetts temporarily suspended its use of the FLOCK license plate cameras I love how they sit there and say license plate cameras, but it's a little bit more than that. After an internal audit uncovered what officials described as a potential unauthorized activity. At the center of that investigation is a New Bedford police officer accused of using the department's flock system to look up and potentially track her former girlfriend. The officer, Emily Pacheco, is currently on administrative leave. She had to surrender her department equipment, credentials, and firearms, and her license to carry has also been suspended while the investigation plays out. A protective order involving her former girlfriend has also been extended for 6 months, which means she had a protective order before this, which is crazy. According to an affidavit filed in court, Pacheco and the woman had been in a relationship for roughly 2.5 years before they broke up in April. After the breakup, the former girlfriend alleges that Pacheco continued contacting her through calls, text messages, social media, and even allegedly used different phone numbers to get around being blocked. She also claims Pacheco showed up at her home uninvited. But here's where this gets interesting. The woman says Pacheco allegedly showed up at her home while she was on duty, pulled in with her police cruiser, got out, and refused to let her leave. And then investigators discovered that her license plate had apparently been searched throughout Flock. Pacheco has acknowledged that she ran her ex-girlfriend's plate through the system, but reportedly maintains that the searches were conducted for legitimate police work. First off, there's no goddamn police department on the rock that's going to actually allow an ex-girlfriend to be involved in any type of investigation involving someone that you used to be close with. Once a police department finds that out, that you used to have a relationship with that person, you get dismissed from the case and it gets reassigned to another set of police officers usually. So that's how you know that's bullshit. Because they don't want any type of issues in case whatever case might be developing goes to court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how you know that's bullshit right there. But yeah, there it is. That's now something the department is investigating. Here's the bigger problem. New Bedford isn't just investigating one officer and calling it a day. The department started auditing its flock usage on July 31st, and officials say they've discovered additional outliers and anomalies. Some of those searches have been determined to have legitimate law enforcement purposes, while others are still being reviewed. Yeah, I can keep going with this, but you can understand where we're going with this, right, Diggs? I mean,
yeah,
it's the newest system being implemented, at least here in Rhode Island, unless you ask our fucking the mayor of Providence, right? Providence, the mayor of Providence, he says they've had flock in Providence for several years, and he stated on the Club Ambition podcast here in Rhode Island that they used it to help in the investigation for the Brown University shooter. That flock helped in that. Here's my question with that before we get into the rest of this. How the fuck is that possible? If flock is so goddamn good of a system, you explain to me how a shooting that happens in one of the biggest universities in the state and one of the biggest Ivy League schools in the country, and yet we didn't find that goddamn guy for 5 days. There's rumored to be at least a two-minute delay or something like that on the flock system. And you know, like anybody in Rhode Island knows, Diggs, if you're in downtown Providence where Brown University is, how long do you think it takes you to get to the Massachusetts state line? If you don't know off the top of your head, it takes between 10 to 15 minutes because it's only about
20.
It's about 6 to 8 miles away. All that.
What's up, Dungeon?
What's up, Dungeon? All it fucking takes is you to drive from Brown University to I-95 North and then take I-95 North right into fucking Massachusetts. That's all it takes. So the fucking mayor of Providence is deluded if he thinks the flock system helped in that investigation. Because by the time you even got a hold of the fucking plate, that guy was probably 5 minutes away from the mass line. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't even want to hear that. So, anyway, where did I leave off? The chief says the department doesn't currently have a database that identifies vehicles belonging to officers' friends, family members, acquaintances, or current and former partners. You would think that'd be an important asset to add to a system this fucking like advanced, but there it is. So investigators have to look for patterns. They're examining things like how often individual officers search plates, whether the stated reason for their search actually match their assignment, repeated searches for the same vehicles, other activity that doesn't look like normal police work. That's part that should make people pause, because Flock isn't just a camera sitting on a street corner. It's a searchable database of vehicle information. And when you give someone access to a system like that, you have to trust that they're only using it for legitimate purposes. One officer allegedly using the access to keep tabs on an ex is bad enough. But the question New Bedford is now asking, was she the only one? And probably not. She probably got the idea from a coworker, honestly, if you want to ask me truthfully. The department has suspended its use of Flock while the audit continues and hasn't decided whether the system will come back. And I actually want to give everybody listening a website to check out, because this is interesting in itself, and it's called haveibeenflocked.com. And you can actually enter your license plate, see whether it's included in the site's database of Flock searches. This isn't a magical real-time tracker by any means of every time a car passed the Flock camera. The website is working with audit logs obtained through public records requests, so the database is incomplete and there can be significant delays before information appears. But the fact that a website like this even exists should tell you everything you want to know. It's an automated surveillance system. Because the technology can be incredibly useful for finding stolen vehicles, investigating crimes, and identifying suspects, once you create a giant searchable database where people's vehicles have been seen, you've also created something that can be abused. I heard Wisconsin is using Flock cameras to watch people go to Chicago, buy weed, and bring it back to Wisconsin. Yep, which should be an abuse of power, because technically you're using the system outside of the legal means.
It's also a federal crime to go between state lines with marijuana as well. That's huge.
I understand that, but for you to use this system to determine if or if not people are committing crimes,
absolutely agree.
You're abusing it because you just don't want to do fucking real police work. It's just laziness. So I just want to watch people all day. And then what happens when you do get caught in the system? Well, then you get put on a fucking hot list where what you do is priority off of your average John Smith does. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, I feel like. And do you have that clip prepped with Kane or no?
I sure do.
Let's watch that real quick. Listen to this, Diggs. This is your former WWE superstar Kane. He's now the mayor, and I forget where he's the mayor of, but
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee. And he does this whole speech on Flock cameras, and I love his angle here. Check this out.
Rage across the country. The danger with Flock cameras is they're sold as license plate readers. We've had those for a long time. License plate reader, your car drives by. If it has a certain license plate number, stolen car, looking for a murderer, Amber Alert, it flags it. Hit, police know the car, pass that camera. Okay, they go look for it. Flock cameras do really the opposite. They collect every license plate They make a digital fingerprint of your car. Make, model, color, roof rack, bumper stickers. And the real danger is this. When they're deployed in large numbers, they essentially create a warrantless mass surveillance system because they can track your movements. What's interesting is the Supreme Court has already ruled against this sort of thing. 2018, there was a case reached in the Supreme Court, Carpenter versus the United States, in which the FBI had been warrantlessly collecting historic cell phone location data about this Carpenter guy. And the court said, you have to have a warrant to do that. Flock cameras are doing that, but they're doing that literally on steroids. They are a massive threat to our liberty, and it is just not compatible with the values of Americans. These flock cameras.
Good shit. Good shit. You said it perfectly there, and I think the most dangerous word he used in his whole speech there, warrantless surveillance system. This is being used as a way to track Americans in their everyday life, whether what they do is good or bad. To document the everyday life of a typical American on the hopes that they do something wrong isn't right, because it literally just ruins our rights under the Constitution to be able to live a free life in this land. Now, you can argue that fact based off a lot of the things that have changed over the years since that Constitution was written, because obviously that Constitution isn't followed fully the way it should be. But you know what I mean. And I just want to get your idea on what he said. Do you feel like it's useful in the sense of like what Brown University happened, and then based off of what happened in Brown University, it took 5 days, and the guy was fucking caught in New Hampshire and took his own life. So do you really think the flock system helped in that situation? No. And then on top of that, you got cops abusing the rights of this system to do their own personal investigations for their personal needs.
Oh, you're giving people an access, like they said, to search.
To know every street you drove down, every time you turned, everywhere you go.
Cool. Like, yeah. If I want to, I just type it in. Oh, Justin went here. JM went here.
Yep.
And they expect to give normal people without actual training and qualifications. Oh, here. It's the key to everything.
You would think with a system like that too, you'd have to be like a regular police department. You'd have to be at least a sergeant to be able to access the fucking flock system. But let's go into what Sanchez has for us, because guess what? We started with this. This is the cop from New Bedford who got in trouble for this, but there's more. Officer Christopher Goodson used flock cameras 717 times to stalk his ex-wife.
Jesus.
Sanchez, you know where he's from?
No, so a bunch of these reports that are coming from these police officers, the article that I found it from, it just explained their crimes and not their locations.
Okay, but I'm guessing that this is stretching all across the country.
Oh yeah. So most of them are in the East Coast and in the Midwest.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go through your slideshow here. You let me know when we're done. All right, Officer Mark Nichols used flock cameras 46 times on his domestic partner. So I'm guessing he's gay, because the way they worded that.
I'm assuming too, because my wife and I, we were domestic partners when we lived in New York, and they kind of gave us a weird look when we were asking for a domestic partnership. We're just like, we're homeless, so we need a domestic partnership.
Oh, okay. So you can use that term. Okay. All right. I was confused on that. So maybe he's not gay.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong though. It's a very common procedure for
every
gay couples.
Every time I've heard that term domestic partnership, it's usually for gay couples. That's why I was just asking. But okay.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. You are not wrong at all. It's more commonly used for that group as well. I think they prefer it. It's easier. I don't know that perspective of it. Yeah, but yeah, that is true. Next one.
Okay. Officer Joshua McDaniel tracked his wife using Flock for personal reasons. That's creepy. So he was probably worried he was probably worried she was cheating. That's what I'm gonna say there. From the dungeon said it's used for non-married people. Okay, got you. Officer Elizabeth Snowman. You want to talk about the fact that her last name's Snowman? She looks like she's been on some snow. Jesus Christ. That's a mugshot. Officer Elizabeth Snowman used Flock camera to track boyfriend's ex-wife. The fuck? Okay. Did he think he was still with her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell, bro? She looks like a straight-up crackhead. Absolutely, I agree. Officer Kareem Lynch used Flock cameras to track a coworker. And then we did some deeper diving into this, right, Sanchez? It's technically not a coworker. He was
the next one is the one we deep dove.
Oh, okay, right. And I'm sorry. All right, sorry, Kareem. But you're still weird. I don't know why you're tracking your coworkers.
He was stalking another cop.
Yeah, why is cops gonna track cops? That's my thing. It's like, aren't you guys cops? Like, you should know where each other's at. Cop. You know what like precinct and what like fucking territory you guys are in. Like, relax. You don't need to track each other. This guy looks like he would use Flock cameras to track magic cards. Damn,
that's why he's tracking his coworker.
Last but not least.
Yeah, here it is. Officer Lamar Roman used Flock to track down a woman he met on a TV show. That's right. Yeah, we dug a little deeper on this. So I guess he was like police department assigned security for this TV show filming, right?
Yeah, with Vince Vaughn. It was a TV show on Apple TV Plus, nonetheless.
There you go, your favorite.
Yep, Bad Monkey, and this happened in the Florida Keys, and he apparently got enamored by one of the extras and started tracking her through a Flock camera.
Diggs, think of that too. He didn't even like track like an actual like actress. It was a fucking extra he got enamored with. Like, he used that. He gets in his cruiser, uses Flock to find out where she lives and shit. Probably. Where are you going?
This is the exact reason why this shit should be banned.
Yeah, and
this is just a small snippet of how many people are actually doing this.
Yeah, and is this the last slide? How many more you got?
Yep, that's the last one.
All right, so this is just a small sample because we got reports. It was what, 39 cops?
39 police officers.
Yeah, so we only did a handful here. There's 39 police officers that have already abused this system, and it's not even fully installed across the country. It's in limited areas across the country right now. So the fact that 39 cops are already getting in trouble for this shit is just goddamn ridiculous. And then they want to say, oh, but it's a useful tool, and it's like, I can't get that fucking voice of Mayor Smiley from Providence. Oh, it's really useful in the apprehension of the Brown University shooter. You didn't fucking apprehend the guy. The guy went to New Hampshire, went to a storage container, and shot himself. You didn't do shit. That fucking Flock system didn't do shit. By the time they even got that guy's goddamn plate from that Flock system, he was already out of the state. You didn't do shit with that Flock system. Fuck your Flock. So yeah, this shit's triggering to say the least. But
was it anywhere says how long it stays in the system?
Oh, it's supposed to be a database, bro. That's what Glenn Jacobs, Kane said. It's a database. It's gonna store everything forever. That's the problem with it. So I'm already with the work van, that our company's work van. I'm already in the Flock system. Because there's only a handful of cities in the state that have the Flock system, and I've driven through all of them. So they got a fucking footprint of my vehicle going through all these fucking cities. They already got paid.
Have I been flocked?
No, I'm not gonna check that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm working. I'm not doing anything fucking illegal. I don't give a shit. But still, I loved when I brought this up to Sanchez earlier today. Like, I want to add this into the show. And he's like, oh, yeah, they're ripping that shit. They're ripping those fucking things off the poles up here, down here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So,
that was the coolest shit ever. I'm like, that's fucking dope.
they're cutting the poles, aren't they?
They're doing whatever they can to take those bitches down. And
Actually, I have a meme for you, actually.
there's a couple cities here in Rhode Island that they're boycotting it, and the whole town's trying to vote against it. Yeah, it's a big thing. What do you got, Sanchez? Because we're late here. You should never use laser pointers on flock cameras. Jesus Christ, that's fucking funny. We go back to that scary fucking face. Jesus Christ.
The top of half is him.
That's in style nowadays. I don't know. I've seen people spraying foam on the flock cameras. They're doing everything, bro. Spray painting them, foaming them, ripping them down, cutting the whole pole down. They're doing everything. So yeah, I hear it. Now let's get right into that. Yeah. So obviously, let's get through this real quick because I don't really have a lot to say about this, but I gotta bring it up. If we don't bring it up, then I'm just missing the whole surge of information about this right now. So Grand Theft Auto, once again, major leak, and it's gonna keep getting worse because it's keep happening. So there is this guy. What's the first part of his name? Leaks. What is it?
It's cyber leaks or something like
cyber leaks. So we thought this guy was just hacked Rockstar and got some footage. Seems like he got his hands on an illegal build. He's actually. New footage came out of him being able to write his name in bullets on a wall in gameplay, and it's not AI. So this dude really got deep into this and is able to acquire himself an actual playable build version of the game. Whether it's himself that got it or he knows somebody that has it and they're doing it on his behalf, whatever the case may be. And then when you think that's bad, then now there's another hack group that also acquired another version of a build of GTA 6. It's an Xbox dev build. And I don't know if both, but at least one of these guys, they got it from Rockstar India. That's where they were able to acquire the hack, and acquire the build. So yeah, pretty much this whole game, they've already spoiled the end. I don't know if it's one of the endings or if it's the ending. They've already spoiled that. They got cutscenes getting spoiled, gameplay getting spoiled, everything's getting spoiled. And we're literally a week away from when Rockstar and Netflix are doing their first partnership and releasing a special release of gameplay to the world. And yeah, I think this is either one of two things. It's either the worst thing that Rockstar Games has ever had to deal with in the history of their existence, or it's, in my opinion, a possibly guerrilla marketing, I call it, because they're using negative marketing against them to keep people talking about the game and keep promoting it, even if it makes it look like it's a negative way. But it's more than negative because it's also affecting them in the way where Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar Games, their stock is actually dropping because of this. Yes, it's actually affecting the stock of the overall company because of these leaks. It's going on 3 days now of these leaks, and the hacker is not stopping. He has a dedicated website. Last I knew, Sanchez said it was down, but I guess every time it goes down, it comes back up.
He keeps on finding loopholes to get himself back up in different areas of the web.
Yeah, he's using VPN hacking fucking skills to keep putting it back up, keep getting the leaks out there. It's just a constant battle for the last 3 days. And he doesn't seem like he wants to stop. He actually, when he first started these leaks, he threatened them with 3 commandments or something like that. And he believes the reason he's doing this is to fight against an all digital product. And that's what he feels like he's fighting against here. But you know, the way I feel about it is I'm okay with leaks, but don't leak the story, because not everybody's got a stolen build of the game. Not everyone's got the ability to do what you're doing and get away with it. If you're getting away with it now, if you never get caught, congratulations. I'm still a regular person, retail customer, that's not going to get the game until it comes out legally. So why are you going to leak the fucking story out? And then when I get to play the fucking game, I can't even fucking enjoy it.
Yeah.
That pisses me off about it. And then also, me and Sanchez were talking about it earlier. The hard men and women that are the, you know, Diggs can relate to this. They're like the technicians of Rockstar. They're putting in all the work. They're building a great product that's supposed to come out to the world. They don't get paid like the rest of that company. They're not going to make millions of dollars off the release of the game, but they put a lot of work into that game. How is this fair to them?
It's not.
So for me, if you love the leaks and you want to keep watching it, I'm not going to judge. But for me, I'm done. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't want to hear about them anymore. If they're going to keep coming out, let them keep coming out. But I just want to play. I've been waiting how many years for this goddamn game? I just want the game to come out, and I just want to play it. I'm not trying to do anything more than that. Definitely don't want the FBI or some fucking federal agency knocking my door down because I downloaded an illegal fucking build of it and played it. So that's as far as I'm really going to go with all this. I don't want to get too into it just because it's literally taking over the internet. If you want to go down a rabbit hole with the Rockstar leaks, the GTA 6 leaks, the footage, all the information, the builds that are coming out, you know, you can go ahead. But I just want to play the goddamn game, and I'm a normal human being. I don't have the time to steal the fucking thing and play it illegally. I don't want that stress on me. So do what you guys got to do, brother. But it is a crazy thing. It is a crazy story. It's unprecedented. Obviously, Rockstar's dealt with leaks over the years, but this is probably the craziest leak of all time. And it's still happening as we speak. Honestly, they're still coming out. It's not stopping.
Yeah,
So-
the latest news about that is that CyberLeak is trying to get partnered with Stop Killing Games, and Stop Killing Games pretty much said that they don't trust CyberLeak. So that, I think that should say a lot too, because this whole time CyberLeak has been promoting a crypto coin from his website that people are not realizing. You know, like he's getting a payoff off of this. He's not doing this for free. You know, so just remember that part.
Yeah, any type of crypto that you don't. First off, I don't fuck with crypto. None of my friends really fuck with crypto either. But if you're into that shit and you see that link on those leaked videos, don't get into it, because you're just going to some shady ass fucking person who's probably just going to steal your money. So keep that in mind. But all right, let's move on. We got to get into NFL news. Last week, me and Diggs were not here because me and Diggs went to the first Patriots game of the preseason.
Yeah, buddy.
First time the boys get to dress in their full uniforms. They took on the Indianapolis Colts. We were happy to meet our boy Cal at the game. It was a lot of fun there. So, yeah, we had a great time at the game. It ended up being a tie. Was it 13-13 final score?
13-13.
So, and a lot of the starters did not play, but that's usually what you get with week one of the preseason. So we knew what we were expecting. But, you know, I think the thing with me and Diggs is we just love that atmosphere. Sitting in the stadium, being in front of the field, seeing the real players, the fans around you. And you know, how many characters did we see just sitting in there in the stands? We had this drunk kid in front of us who was hilarious. Me and Cal were making fun of this guy at the front of our section. We called him Pizza Guy because he was so drunk. We watched him devour an entire private pizza in like fucking 15 seconds. It was the most incredible thing we ever saw in our life. We had a lot of fun out there. It was fun. But yeah, let's go through the scores of week 1 of the preseason just to get you guys ready for the regular season because we're going to be going into this on a weekly basis.
I'm gonna run through real quick.
Yeah, you're good. Can you make me full? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Center. All right. It's gonna be hard to do. So Lions and Bengals took each other on in the first week. In the first preseason game last week, one of them, it was Bengals up 2. It was 16-14 final. The Steelers dominated the Packers. It was 28-9. Patriots and Colts, like I said, tied 13-13. Chargers and Texans, it was 27-7. Cardinals beat the Raiders 27-14. I got to get back in the rhythm of this. I haven't done this in a year. The Titans defeated the 49ers 19-13. We had the Broncos take on the Falcons 27-7. Buccaneers beat the Jets 24-16. And the Commanders defeated the Dolphins 20-7. And here's the rest. Sorry. We had the Bills defeat the Panthers 29-14. Bears beat the Browns 34-10. Vikings defeated the Giants 13-10. Rams defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 20-12. And you know what's funny about that? People are saying that's a potential Super Bowl matchup, but it's preseason, so no one cares. Jaguars defeated the Saints 24-20. The Ravens blew out the Eagles 24-7, and then Cowboys defeated the Seahawks 17-7. And as we speak right now, we have a halftime in week 2. The first game of week 2 is the Texans and Raiders right now. The Texans are up 20-3 at halftime, and at 10 p.m. Almost said San Diego. The LA Chargers take on the San Francisco 49ers at 10 p.m. California matchup that starts week 3 of the preseason. Okay. Wow. I didn't know this. They've changed the format of preseason. So the Hall of Fame game is now week 1. So technically the game me and Diggs went to last week was week 2. We're going into week 3. And then there's a week 4. That's weird. I didn't know that's how that works. Now I'm really confused. But anyway, there were your scores. Yeah. Get back in the rhythm, Jam. Yeah, I try. I gotta used to that. That was you know what I think I want to do it next time? We're gonna have to get into how I lay that out so I can read it better. We went off of I'm guessing you got those somewhere, right, Sanchez?
Yeah, right from the NFL site. I made the little image thing, but I got those right from the NFL site.
Oh, you made the images?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This week? Let's work together. And
yeah, I don't like the way it looked. I'm going to be honest with you. After looking at it right now,
I don't. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about it. Diggs, here's a big story, though. This is our last sports story, but to continue with the NFL. So the big story, you know how now college players in all athletics, not just football, are getting paid?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did you ever think about the fact that before they were getting paid, you know how there's like a eligibility window for college players?
Yeah.
So when they leave college and go pro, they left like a few years on the table of eligibility. Well, now that NIL exists and they get paid in college, for the first time ever, these players, their agents, they're realizing if you go from the college, you try to get on an NFL roster, you don't get a spot. You're not really, you get a practice or you get a practice squad role, or you get the bottom of the barrel roster spot and you're getting paid dick. You can negotiate back to college now if you're still eligible to play in college. And now players are going to be able to go backwards. So you can go from college to the NFL. If it doesn't work out, go back to college as long as your eligibility window is still there. So for the first time ever, this is what you got to think about. You got 32 NFL franchises. I don't know the cap of the roster, but I know that. So I don't know the math. Someone can probably do the math for me. 53 plus 37. What is that? Quick math.
90.
90.
All right, so there it is. During training camp, during the preseason, you can carry 90 players on your NFL roster during all that. Now, when you get to the last week of the preseason, you're going to cut 37 players, right? I actually told you about that at work.
Yeah.
I thought it was 100. It's actually only 90. Okay, now I know. But so you're going to cut 37. 32 teams cutting 37. Add all that up, you're talking well over 1,000 players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where do those players go? So some of them go on practice squads. Some of them make the bottom of the roster, but they're deep on the bench, and they're making the league minimum because they were undrafted. You know what I mean? They're making, like, whether you're on the practice squad or you're on a league minimum, you're making dick pay for what you're doing.
Yeah.
As far as it goes to the NFL. I can't speak for the NBA. I can't speak for the MLB. I don't know how this is going to play out with those leagues. I can only talk about what I know, and that's the NFL. So they can actually go from being a superstar from college, go to the NFL and be nothing but a practice squad guy. But if they still have eligibility to play in college, as long as they haven't passed that eligibility, they might be able to renegotiate with their team and go back to college. And then what's that do to college football teams? They get new young kids on scholarship and tell them, nope, we're bringing guys back from the league. You got to get off the team because we got to do this first. And that's what is crazy. Now, it's not official that this is going to happen. There's actually a restraining order right now in multiple states to keep players from leaving the NFL and going back to college because this has been such a legal battle. But if these judges vote in the favor of the player to be able to have these options, this will substantially change the game forever. And here's my question, because I didn't get from every piece of information of this I've gotten, I have not got an answer. How the fuck do how the fuck's it work with drafts and shit? Like do you get drafted twice if you were drafted late and then you got to a team and then you didn't make it and then you go back to college, you play, and then they draft you again higher? Like I don't understand how that works. So a lot of questions that are very unanswered here, but I had to bring this up because it's just so enticing. So but I don't know, Diggs, you have anything to say about that?
Not really.
Okay. All right. We're gonna run late tonight. I'm gonna promise that because I got one fucking extra thing we gotta talk about before we get to Doc of the Day and your segment. And that's this Sons of Anarchy thing that you thought I didn't hear about. And you didn't even know it was part of the show. What do you know about? No, because you've been so quiet tonight. Why don't you tell me what you know about this, and then I'll get into it.
I just knew it was coming back as well. I thought it was just one of those rumor things. It was coming back, supposed to be their real lives, and
What do you mean their real lives?
it's supposed to be like the cast coming back, and then they have to deal with. Not 1% positive. I skimmed through the story real quick this morning.
Well, I heard. So what we got right here is Sons of Anarchy spin-off Legends ordered with Charlie Hunnam original cast returning with a wild twist. FX has officially ordered a new limited series connected to Sons of Anarchy titled Legends, and the series will reunite several members of the original Sons of Anarchy cast, including Charlie Hunnam, Ron Perlman, Katie Seagal, Maggie Siff, Mark Boone Jr., Tommy Flanagan, Kim Coates, and Theo Rossi. But this is not a traditional continuation of Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy. The actors will play fictionalized versions of themselves rather than reuniting as their original characters. According to the official premise, the story takes place when the cast reunites at a Sons of Anarchy fan convention more than a decade after the original series ended. From there, the story takes a turn as the line between the actors' real lives and the fictional world they portrayed begins to blur. The group becomes involved with a real-world threat described as being more dangerous than any they faced on the television show. Charlie Hunnam, who played Jax Teller in the original series, is leading the project. He created, developed, and wrote the series, and will also star and executive produce. He's also going to be helped with Jonathan Groff and Rob Mack, Nicholas Frankel, and Jackie Cohn among the executive producers. The only person that it will not be involved is Kurt Sutter. And, you know, as much as of a project this sounds like and sounds interesting, I just find it hard that Katie Seagal's on board if Kurt isn't. Because they are still married, aren't they? Or did they get divorced?
They're still married.
Okay, so I don't understand that aspect of it. I don't really want to read more of this article because, honestly, I don't need to. Here's my issue with this. It just sounds like them taking the... you know what it is? Oh, wow, this just popped in my head.
Isn't the same thing that's in my head?
The Sons of Anarchy version of A New Nightmare.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my god, bro. That's what it is, bro. Holy
it's that
shit.
Mixed with Galaxy Quest.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that earlier when I was talking about it with Sanchez.
That was all I was thinking about.
No, I failed on that. I didn't even think about that until now. But dude, like it really is that. That's what they're trying to go with, huh? That's the setup they're going with. I mean, I get it for the nostalgia, for people that want that. That's fine, but I don't want that. I want Kurt Sutter to sit down in front of a fucking computer and type out the new fucking sequel to Sons of Anarchy. I want to know what happened to Jax's sons. I want to know if they become fucking members, if one becomes one, if one doesn't. They're tormented by that. They both start as prospects. One makes it, one doesn't. One becomes evil, one's good. Like, I want to see that shift in that torment between brothers. They grew up together. They were friends together. They were brothers. And then they split because of one wants to follow in the footsteps of his father and one wants to follow in the footsteps of their mother. And I'm going to guess that Thomas, the mother of Maggie Siff's character, what the fuck's she fucking name? I can't Dr. Knowles. Yeah, her. I can't remember her first name. Why can't I remember her first name? What's Knowles' first name? Tara.
Kevin. Tara.
You say Kevin?
Who the fuck said Kevin? That's Tara.
What did you? No, did you? No, before.
I heard Kevin too. I'm sorry. I heard Kevin too.
I fucking heard Kevin. Whatever. I don't know. But I fucking heard Kevin. Anyway, that would be the story that makes sense, right? Because if you listen to this too, it's like, you know, and this is what I said to fuck it. This is what I texted to Sanchez earlier. All right, Charlie Hunnam committed suicide. Jax Teller committed suicide. Ran himself into a truck after killing his mother, Katie Seagal, because she killed his wife, Maggie Siff. And that's all stemming after they successfully finally voted as a club to kill Clay Morrow, Ron Perlman. Not including the fact that Mark Boone Jr., who played Bobby, had his eyeball cut out of his head and then was shot in the head in the most fast-paced scene of the fucking series to kill a major character. And then you also got to think about Theo Rossi's diabolical death of getting stabbed in the neck in prison by a rock and roll superstar. Because I don't know if Sanchez knows that. Theo Rossi was not just killed and stabbed in the neck. He was stabbed in the neck by Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, I did. See, I may have not watched the show incomplete. I do know a lot of the things that happen. I will say though, I won't say anything about Sons of Anarchy because I don't have any dog in the fight there. But I think the concept that they're going with is actually kind of interesting.
So,
I think that would work better for The Office, wouldn't it?
Well, me and Diggs enjoyed New Nightmare when it comes to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The way they did New Nightmare years later, after so many different variations of the film, we thought that was so new and different. But here's the thing, like, we really didn't get anything. We got Sons of Anarchy, then we got Mayans that crashed and burned. And what bothers me about this article, by the way, that you put on the docs, it actually lists Mayans MC as a successful spinoff. It actually lists, it says it.
Yep, that's what the Hollywood Reporter said.
Diggs, was Mayans MC a successful spinoff to Sons of Anarchy?
I could not get past like 3-4 episodes.
Did you ever watch it in its entirety or no? You never did?
I could not get past like 4 episodes.
After the episode that Kurt Sutter got fired, it's fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. Did you make it to when the Mayans national president, Alvarez?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that he left the Mayans to become a cartel? You did see that
I saw that part.
All right, right there, whether Kurt Sutter was involved or not, that's fucking stupid. You took such a fucking legendary character from Sons of Anarchy. You put this show on his back, whether you were using his charter or not, and then you totally told him he's not gonna be with the MC no more. He's a cartel guy now. That made absolutely no sense. Especially if you're a Sons of Anarchy fan and you saw him defend his wife and his infant child against the Sons when they came there to ask him for a favor. You know what's in my safe? Some documents. My child's baby teeth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do we go from that in Sons of Anarchy to this dude leaving the fucking club to go be a cartel kingpin? Like, get the fuck out of here. That whole fucking show sucked. Fuck the Mayans MC. And with all due respect, I understand the way they're going to do this, but I can't not unwrap my head around how each of those characters died. And that's the problem. Katie Seagal's character died so fucking, like, so infamously. Same with fucking Ron Perlman. And then Jack's death is the last thing you see in the fucking show. So, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. The only two people that are still standing is Tommy Flanagan and Kim Coates. Tig and Chibs. They're the only last two standing out of that cast. How we don't just do a spin-off. FX, get off your bullshit politics and your ego and hire Kurt Sutter back to just bring back the sequel of the Sons. Let's pick up to see what's going on with Thomas and what's going on with Abel. Let's just go back to that. That's what I want. I don't want this shit. Whether Charlie Hunnam want. Also, by the way, Sanchez, I don't know if you know this. Have you seen the trailer for the Lizzie Borden monsters?
Negative.
Guess
I didn't
what?
even know that existed.
Yeah, they're coming. Netflix is dropping the next monsters after Ed Gein. It's Lizzie Borden. Guess who got recasted as a role in there? Charlie Hunnam.
Indulge me. Jesus fucking Christ.
He's going to be another role in that too. Yep.
They love.
Yep. All right. You know what? I hate to do it, but we can save it for next week. We're gonna skip Doc.
Mine.
No, we're skipping Doc of the Day.
I
We don't skip Diggs' Final Cut.
We
We don't do that here. Okay? We don't do that. We skip everything else. Stop doing that. He just wants Sanchez. He just doesn't want to talk. That's why he wants to skip it.
No, I had some stuff to say about the Doc of the Day.
I'm sure you did, but well, unless you want to run late, we can run late.
I always scroll down.
All right, exactly. That's what I thought. All right, continue.
All right. For Final Cut this week, we're doing Halloween 2018.
Yeah, buddy.
Have you seen this one?
I never finished it, but yeah.
I have. I actually like this one.
It's a good one.
I like the beginning of it at least.
Is this a Rob Zombie one?
Yes.
No. Yes, it was. Okay.
Wait,
I don't remember.
Did you just say both?
Wait, I said no at first, and I'm like, wait, yeah.
He's gonna look.
I am.
No, it's David Gordon. My apology.
We gotta be more prepared. We gotta be more prepared next time, guys. You need to know directors, producers, all that shit.
Budget, cast. All right. 40 years after Michael Myers massacred baby Susan Hartfield, Laurie Strode is still preparing for the day he comes back. When Michael escapes the prison transfer on Halloween night, he returns to Haddonfield and begins another killing spree. Laurie, now heavily traumatized and isolated, has spent decades preparing for this exact moment. When Michael comes after her family, Laurie, her daughter Karen, and granddaughter Allison fight back in a brutal showdown at Laurie's booby-trapped home. The film acts as a direct sequel to the 1978 original, ignoring the previous sequels and giving Laurie a new story centered around trauma, survival, and revenge. Some fun facts. Jamie Lee Curtis returned as Laurie Strode for the first time since the Halloween Resurrection. It ignores the continuity of the previous Halloween sequels. John Carpenter returned as an executive producer and composed the score with his son Cody and Daniel Davis. Michael's mask was intentionally designed to resemble the original while looking aged and disoriented. And the movie became a major box office success and helped revive the franchise. So you said you've seen this one clean, right?
Yes, I did.
Have you seen any of the ones that came after it?
I think yes, I have actually. Every time my wife has put one on, I've always kind of keep my eye on it. Every time my wife has something interesting on, especially something this old, I'm always just I'll keep an eye on it. But the thing that really drew me to is that they brought back some original players in this. And I thought that's what made it special. Jamie Lee Curtis is a badass, and what she's been able to do all these years, especially to come back, it was fun. Especially some of the new characters, like one that we have here. Everyone had a part to play, and I think that was really fun about it because it was a lot of nostalgia too, but with not so much of the horror.
Yeah.
It was more of like, oh my god, when is it gonna happen? When are we gonna die? Instead of like, it's happening right now.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry, I was waiting to the end, and then we're running late, so I was like, I had to pee. Sorry.
It's all good. Where I keep
right.
a kill now.
You ready for Keep or Kill? You ready for it?
I am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final segment of the night, and it is Diggs's Kill or Keep. If you don't know the rules of this segment, just pretty much we go through a couple scenarios of the movie that he just covered, and he gets to decide whether it's a segment to kill or he would keep. So let's just go with the main character, Michael Myers. Will you kill or keep?
Keep. Silent, brutal, and unpredictable. This movie brings him back and what made him scary.
And then the character Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis. Kill
Keep.
or keep?
Definitely keeping Jamie Lee Curtis. Gives Laurie a powerful, hardened return that makes the story feel personal.
Also, before we move on, how old is Jamie Lee Curtis now?
That's a good question.
I know it is. I'm sorry. But the Jack Daniels been flowing.
67. 67 years old.
Damn, she's still got it too. Damn.
November 22nd, 1958.
I don't know whose chat that is. I'm gonna grab that though.
It's probably mine.
Probably mine. I get that all the time. All right, the kills.
I got it.
Kill or keep?
I'll keep. The kills are brutal and memorable, and without making Michael feel overly cartoonish.
And that's always the main thing with most horror movies too, because I even think like before the last Scream we watched, they were kind of getting cartoonish. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
And then this last one kind of like, okay, feeling a little bit like level ground here. So I can see where horror flicks get to this point. Also, why I'm very excited about the creator of what was the movie we just watched? Obsession. He's doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can't wait to see his version.
And the girl from Obsession just got casted as Rogue for the X-Men movie.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yep, she refused like 6 major films just to do this role.
Damn.
Wow, dude, I didn't know that. That's fucking cool.
Indy Navarrete.
Yo, and also, is there any like news or where the fuck Curry was this Curry Parker or Curry Barker?
Barker.
Where did he find her for that film? Like, did he find her out?
I think she's a Twitch streamer.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, yeah, she is.
All right, let's finish Kill or Keep, and then you keep looking at that. The atmosphere, kill or keep?
Keep. The Halloween setting, music, and fall atmosphere make this the perfect October movie.
Nice. Laurie's Trap House. That's a good one. Kill or keep?
Keep. A great payoff to 40 years of preparation and one of the coolest ideas in the movie.
One of my favorites, The Family Story.
Keep. 3 generations of Strode women fighting Michael is a great concept, even if some character choices are questionable.
All right. How'd you like the ending? Kill or keep?
Keep. The final confrontation between Laurie and Michael delivers exactly what fans want.
And my favorite Kill or Keep segment, you know me, rewatchability.
Keep. It's easy to throw on every Halloween thanks to atmospheric kills, Michael's presence. And for the second week in a row, all all keeps.
Well, and then final verdict of the whole movie, all put together. Killer keep.
Keep. A strong modern Halloween that respects the original while giving Laurie and Michael a fresh shot.
There you go. All right. That's a clean sweep from Diggs. Keep for Halloween 2018. Sanchez, what do you got on that?
So interestingly enough, so she is a streamer, a YouTube streamer, occasionally on Twitch as well, but that she went through a normal, regular multi-step audition process that included an initial self-tape, Zoom meetings, and final high-stakes chemistry reads with her co-stars.
Jesus Christ. And now she's
new, yep.
Now she's a superhero?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Yo, that just so anyone knows, I'm gonna speak for a little bit here, just because Sanchez always puts this on Gio on his streams. But listen, anybody that thinks you can't accomplish anything, that's proof right there that you can accomplish anything. You can go from being a streamer, a small time content creator, and then out of nowhere, just by knowing the right people, doing the right projects, you can become something big. So just keep that in mind. Diggs, you got anything else to say to the people before we leave?
Have a good night. Later, homies.
All right. Well, that was it. Anyway, Clean Sanchez Media keeps pumping. Tomorrow morning, make sure you check out Morning Rips at 10 a.m. Make sure you check out Bong Rips and Video Games Saturday at 7 p.m. Also, keep your eye out for whenever Tune In, Tune Out drops their newest podcast.
Yeah,
and then
it should be out this weekend.
Awesome. And then also make sure Monday, is it 7 p.m.?
Yep, 7 p.m. And actually Monday, I'm actually pushing for, because I just found something out about Jay's time in the Army when GTA 5 came out. So I think we're going to have a GTA-esque episode on Monday, and with a guest, an old friend that's been on our show before, but we'll see what happens.
So make sure you check out DD214 on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate everybody that checks out the Clean Sanchez Media family, and I appreciate everybody that checks us out live here on the Jam and Diggs podcast every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and also everybody that listens to us after the fact on any platform you're listening. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And until next time, have a great night. Peace.
Later, home.